Hey guys, normally this is where we would put the intro to this show, but something's happened that we think you should know about before we get to all that. Monty, who many of you will know from his work on Red vs. Blue and Ruby, has had a medical emergency and is currently hospitalized in critical care. It's not known at this time if he will recover. We can't share a lot of details out of consideration for his privacy and the privacy of his wife, Sheena, and that of his family, but we still wanted to make sure you all know because we know he's as important to you as he is to us. There's a link in the description to Burnie's journal, and a fund has also been established to assist Monty's family with his medical expenses, for those of you who wish to show your support in that way. This has been a big shock for all of us, as I'm sure it is for you guys. So this weekend, we're all going to take a bit of time to process. We aren't going to be doing happy hour or the RT recap, and we hope you understand. We'll come back Monday, and we'll do our best to return to our normal schedule of shows. Please send any positive thoughts or prayers or vibes or whatever you have really to Monty and his family. So that's it really. Now back to your regularly scheduled news. Hey guys, welcome to the Know-It-All, where we wrap up the biggest news of the week in one go. I'm Ashley Jenkins, and it's been kind of a weird week for games. Last weekend, a number of gamers reported a bunch of their digital Ubisoft games going missing from their Uplay libraries on PC with no explanation. This week, Ubisoft spoke up, saying that the games had been stolen, not by the users, mind you, but by the resellers they purchased from, known as key strippers. Usually, these sites purchase games in low-cost regions like Eastern Europe or Asia, strip out the keys for the games, and then resell them below retail in higher-cost markets to make a profit. In this case, however, the game keys had actually been purchased en masse using stolen credit cards from Origin, rival publisher EA's digital distribution platform. As a result, EA has temporarily ceased selling the affected Ubisoft games through their storefront. I'll leave the jokes there to you. In other debatable publisher moves, Nintendo has outlined new rules that will see the publisher split ad revenue for Let's Plays and other gameplay video content with the video creators, rather than the all-or-nothing setup YouTube currently uses for copyright claims. YouTubers will have to submit either individual videos or their entire channel to Nintendo's affiliate program. YouTube will then pay Nintendo the full ad revenue after taking their cut, and Nintendo will then take another cut and pass the remainder on to the video creators. Currently, Nintendo will take 40% for individual videos or 30% for channels, leaving users with anywhere between 33 and 36% of the total ad revenue for their videos. Less debatable is Valve's blacklisting of 7 Counter-Strike Global Offensive players for fixing a shell match to pocket the money won by betting against themselves. The match took place back in August between iBuyPower, the heavy favorite, and Netcode Guides, in which iBuyPower lost 16-4 after displaying some eyebrow-raising behavior. Valve looked into it and discovered that a number of high-valued items won by betting on the match were later transferred to iBuyPower players and the founder of Netcode Guides. The company has named and shamed the 7 players and encouraged all tournament organizers to lock out the guilty parties if they want to remain in Valve's good graces. One fully legit accomplishment, however, is that of Kevin Burrell, known as Kevin DDR, who's become the 6th ever Tetris Grandmaster and the first outside of Japan to achieve that rank. After getting to the test, which is no mean feat in itself, and failing 5 times, this week he conquered the mode during a live stream on Twitch. To paint a picture of how difficult that is, you have to get a GM level rank in 4 of your last 7 games just to unlock the promotional exam, which even then you only have a 50% chance of getting. The challenges include playing with invisible blocks and playing behind a credit sequence that blocks part of the screen. Moving on, remember those 20th anniversary PS4s that were going for more than $20,000 on eBay? Each console was numbered in the 12,300 unit run, and Sony held one of those back, the very first one. The company just put it up for auction to benefit Save the Children Japan, a charity organization that specializes in international child support. The console went for a mind-boggling $120,000, which will be matched by Sony, for a total contribution to charity of $256,000, or 30,270,000 yen. But that's not the only PlayStation news, because Sony also announced this week that they'll be discontinuing their current music service, Music Unlimited, and replacing it with PlayStation Music, which will feature popular music streaming service Spotify. Users will be able to link their PSN accounts to Spotify, and the service will be supported in-game so you can listen to your tunes while playing games. The service will be available in 41 markets as opposed to the 19 Music Unlimited currently supports, and there's no release date yet, though we do know that Music Unlimited will be discontinued on March 29th, so probably soon after that. For a full hour of gaming talk, where Gus discovers what happiness feels like thanks to speedruns, and Ryan gushes like a schoolgirl over Dying Light, make sure you check out the latest episode of The Patch. And also, we're apparently all really terrible at Dragon Age. The only one quick note about movies this week is, well, actually there's a couple. There was the announcement of the Ghostbusters cast. It's Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Leslie Jones, and Kate McKinnon, by the way. And Emma Watson did get cast as Belle in the new Beauty and the Beast movie, which I'm sure everyone cares a whole bunch about. But really, Hollywood has finally explained what's up with all those sequels. And they didn't even say, because of all that money. Not even once. Well, indirectly, they actually did. The chairman of Walt Disney blames economics, saying it's more difficult than ever to make new IP and smaller movies profitable, so they don't. Meanwhile, the CEO of Fox Films says he doesn't think sequels are even a problem, just bad sequels, which isn't subjective at all. Moving on to tech, the list of the 25 worst passwords of 2014 has been released, and if you're on the list, you really should be ashamed of yourself because they're terrible, but apparently 2.2% of passwords do end up on the list out of more than 3 million that were leaked last year and then analyzed. The top two remain unchanged from 2013, 123456 and password. Doing Spaceballs proud, 12345 takes the third spot, and of the list, 9 are similar combinations of numbers. Other named and shamed passwords include QWERTY, baseball, dragon for some reason, football, money, let me in, access, master, Superman, and Batman. So suck on that, Marvel, I guess. In This is the dark future we're headed towards news, a Chinese firm has just 3D printed the world's tallest building. Yes, building. A 5-story apartment block as well as an 11,000 square foot mansion. According to the firm, the entire mansion only costs $161,000 to manufacture, and a Taiwan-owned real estate company has already ordered 10 of them, while the Egyptian government has ordered 20,000 houses. The company intends to establish factories in more than 26 countries over the next 3 years, so get used to this aesthetic, guys. We've got more of the biggest news over on The Know, where you can find us updating throughout the day every weekday. Otherwise, we'll be back next week with another roundup of the biggest news so you can be in the know.